this week's programme, we look back at the highlights of the Cashmans Bookmakers Irish Laurels from Cork, the finals of both the Irish Greyhound Board National 750 from Shelbourne Park, plus the Cork Airport Munster Oaks from Waterford. But first, it's racing from Harold's Cross.
Well, the Paddy Power Derby may be done and dusted for another year, but here we are at Harold's Cross tonight to look at the champions of the future. We're here for the semi-finals of the Droopy Stud and Donal Reilly Auctioneers Puppy Derby. The hot favourite for outright honours, as he said so. He races in the second semi-final. But first, let's take a look at the first semi.
In trap one is DAIRYLAND Bandit, owned by Peter Cronin, a son of Top Honcho and Besh Babs. He's won 2 of his 5 races. A dog normally finishes very, very strongly. Trap 2 is vacant, of course, with Bring On O'Gara absent. And in 3, we have DROOPYS BROOKLYN, owned by the KSS Syndicate, trained by Ian Reilly, a son of Brookside Bayer and DROOPYS Ashling. It's a dog with brilliant early pace, the likely leader in this one, and Ian Reilly, of course, bidding for the double as he won this last year with DROOPYS Cahill. In trap 4 is Reggie's Topper, owned by Breda and David O'Regan, trained by Seamus Graham, a son of Top Honcho and Marina's Tina. Another dog with very good early pace. He's won 2 out of 7, good sprint form around Dundalk, and, well, he'll certainly be troubling DROOPYS BROOKLYN in the early stages. Number 5 is Father Ned, owned by the NAP Syndicate, trained by Paddy McCormack, a son of DROOPYS Vieri and Blur, another dog with brilliant early pace, who has won 5 of his 14 races. And in trap 6 is Mandy's Cheeky, owned by Bernadette Carroll, trained by Tony Rooney, a son of Sonic Flight and Cheeky Zoe. This one has been improving right through this competition, well drawn here on the outside, the only wide seed, and another one that travels well to the bend. The 8th race, the first semi-final of the Droopy Stud and Donal Reilly Puppy Derby. The hare behind the boxes, and away to go, and it's number 3 and 5 going together. Father Ned just a leader with 3 DROOPYS BROOKLYN on his inside. But on the corner is number 5 Father Ned just leading from number 3 DROOPYS BROOKLYN. There's a bump between them. They're neck and neck going past the sprint box with number 5 Father Ned forging on now from number 3 DROOPYS BROOKLYN in second. Then comes number 1 DAIRYLAND Bandit and 4 Reggie's Topper onto the final bend, and now number 3, that's DROOPYS BROOKLYN, comes up the inside to take over from Father Ned. Is DROOPYS BROOKLYN, and here comes number 1 DAIRYLAND Bandit and 6 finishing fast. It's 3, 1 and 6. It's a photo finish though between number 3 DROOPYS BROOKLYN and 1 DAIRYLAND Bandit, with number 6 Mandy's Cheeky in third, the time 29:09. And the result of the first semi-final, the winner, number 3 DROOPYS BROOKLYN, owned by the KSS Syndicate, trained by Ian Reilly. Second, number 1 DAIRYLAND Bandit, and third, number 6 Mandy's Cheeky, the time 29:09. Well, now we see them here in this first semi-final from the second last bend, with 3 DROOPYS BROOKLYN just taking over now from 5 Father Ned, and number 1 DAIRYLAND Bandit trying to come between them. And had he gone on the inside, he might well have got up, but DROOPYS BROOKLYN really running on gallantly here, just holding on from 1 DAIRYLAND Bandit and 6 Mandy's Cheeky, running a blinder in third.
Well, Ian, 12 months ago you won this with DROOPYS Cahill, and now DROOPYS BROOKLYN in the final.
Yeah, he's run well, absolutely delighted to be there now. He's run well tonight, and it'd be unbelievable to win it twice in a row.
It was a tight contest.
Yeah, he run well. He showed guts tonight now. I thought he was a front runner really, but he's run well to battle back to get up there.
And before the draw, any particular preference?
The middle 3 or 4 will be grand.
So to the second semi-final. Trap 1 is Albino, owned by the Kehoe Syndicate, trained by Liam Dowling, a son of True Honcho and Barry McPeppies. Done very well here last week when winning his quarter-final. Well drawn in 1. He's had a little injury problem during the week, but Liam Dowling reports he's right for action. In trap 2 is Blue Majestic, owned by Michael McElhatton, trained by Seamus Graham, a son of Top Honcho and Marina's Tina. Just had 5 races, he's won 3 of them, never been out of the first 3 yet. Very good early pace, a young dog very much on the move. In 3 is Tawn Schlee, owned by Paddy Nolan from Enniscorthy, a son of Bypass Byway and Tawn Ullad. 2 wins from 11 is his record. He's the outsider here in this semi-final, but a dog, a very consistent performer, likely to be there or thereabouts. Going from 4 will be Kerry Green, owned by Patsy Byrne, trained by Stephen Burke. A son of Cool Performance and Kelsborough Pest. 4 wins out of 10 is Kerry Green, a very strong runner down the back straight. Of course, Cool Performance's sire won the Puppy Derby here before. The hot favourite in Trap 5 is He Said So, owned by Jim Hennessy and trained by Timmy O'Donovan, a son of Top Honcho and You Said So. This dog has really got it right in recent races, bombing out of traps and taking all the catching. He's a real professional. He's won 9 of his 14 races. In fact, he's been placed first or second in 13 of those 14. He deserves to be favourite. In 6 is Cal's Tonic, owned by Michael Calvert, a daughter of Spiral Nikita and Tully Murray Tango. Good record on the Northern Circuit. She had some flying trials and races before she came here for this Puppy Derby, and running extremely well in it. Well drawn too, out in the outside. The 9th race, the second semi-final of the Droopy Stud and Donal Reilly Puppy Derby. The hare coming up behind traps. The favourites in 5, He Said So, and he's away well. But he gets a bump early on, but it's number 5, He Said So, with 6, Cal's Tonic on the outside. Nothing between them and a bump between them on the bend. And there's little in it. There's number 5, He Said So, just leads into the far side. On the outside, number 1, Albino putting in a run. 6, Cal's Tonic, and then 2, Blue Majestic into the third bend with number 5 out front. That's He Said So from 6, Cal's Tonic. 1, Blue Majestic moves into third, and here comes 3, Taunchlee with a run. But off the final bend, it's He Said So, number 5 leading. 6, Cal's Tonic in second. A big run for third. Will number 1 get it? I think number 1, Albino, finishes third. But it's 5, He Said So, the winner. Overcomes some trouble to win it from 6, Cal's Tonic in second. The time, 28.87. And the result of the second semi-final, the winner, number 5, He Said So, owned by Jim Hennessy, trained by Timmy O'Donovan. Second, number 6, Cal's Tonic. And third, number 1, Albino. The time, 28.87. Well, this race was really decided here in these strides coming up into this first bend. Number 5, He Said So, making his way inwards, but so is number 6, Cal's Tonic, and the space gets very limited between the two of them into the corner. Cal's Tonic, the marginal leader there from He Said So, but the two of them have a hefty bump on the corner. Cal's Tonic has to give way slightly there, and number 5, He Said So, forges his way through on that inside position to lead on the second bend from 6, Cal's Tonic, with Albino in third. That's exactly how they finished.
He's run well here. He's run well in every round. Was a bit worried tonight about what he was drawn in Trap 5, but he's in the final now and he'll have every chance, and we'll see what the trap will draw will be like. We'll hope for the inside or near enough to the rails, but we'll take it from there. We'll be happy to run out of any trap.
It's like this: if he gets to the front here, he'll be confident.
We'll be hopeful. We won't count our chickens until they're cooked, but we're happy.
The final of the Puppy Derby will be run at Harold's Cross on Friday night next, and what a race it promises to be. The trap draw: in 1, DROOPYS Brooklyn; 2, Cal's Tonic; in 3, He Said So; 4 is Dairyland Bandit; 5, Albino; and 6, Mandy's Cheeky. The obvious favourite, number 3, He Said so impressive to date, and he looks the one to pick up the €50,000 prize.
And that final, of course, takes place next Friday evening. But next Thursday at Galway, it's the second round of the Heineken Cup 525. And back to Friday at Youghal, the Diarmid Coffee unraced, plus the Knockhaven Star Southern Sprint gets underway. Dundalk hosts a benefit night in aid of the John Mills GFC, and entries close for the Newbridge Puppy Oaks. There was a great atmosphere at the Waterford Stadium last Saturday night for the final of the 2004 Cork Airport Munster Oaks. It was a hotly contested competition with €6,000 on offer to the winner.
In Trap 1, the other Bella, owned by Frances O'Donnell, a daughter of Larkill Joe and Toss Twilight, perfectly housed, 7-2 in betting. She won 7 of her 26 races. Going from 2 is the favourite, Abbey-side Blonde, owned by Seamus Sheely, a daughter of Always Good and Mammy's Nightmare. Very impressive in winning the semi-final, 6-4 in the betting. Number 3 is Bonnie Nikita, owned by Anthony Shields, trained by Maria Neurobitz, a daughter of Spiral Nikita and Garbally Star. She's won 6 out of 28, but 12-1 here in the betting. Number 4, Frances Zidane, owned by Michael Murphy, a daughter of DROOPYS Zidane and Sally Comiste, 3 wins from 14 outings, and the outsider at 16-1. Number 5, the second of the Frances O'Donnell runners, is GEORDIE Legend, owned by Ray Patterson, a daughter of Top Honcho and Bang Bang, was the runner-up in the Produce Stakes earlier this year. And in 6, Bosheen Bliss, owned by Willie Murphy, trained by Mary Buggy, a daughter of Droopy's Kuel and Banshee Bliss. This one ran very well when second behind Abbey-side Blonde in the semi-finals, 4-1 in the betting. The hare now coming up behind traps for this final, carrying a winner's prize of €6,000. Way to go, it's number 2, Abbey-side Blonde, off to a flyer. The favourite is going clear to the bend. 6, Bosheen Bliss going up well on the outside, clears a bit of trouble on the corner and into the far side. It's 2, Abbey-side Blonde, about a length, a little over a length in front from 6, Bosheen Bliss in second. Number 3, Bonnie Nikita in third. Then number 1 putting in around the other Bella, but out front it's Abbey-side Blonde. 6 is running a big race in second, Bosheen Bliss. There's still only a little over a length in it, turning for home. Abbey-side Blonde in front. Number 2 from Bosheen Bliss 6. coming to the line, number 2, ABBEYSIDE Blonde, races away on the home straight to win this one very impressively indeed. And the result of the Cork Airport Munster Oaks, the winner, number 2, ABBEYSIDE Blonde, done by Seamus Sheely, his daughter of Always Good and Mammy's Nightmare. In second, number 6, Bosheen Bliss. Third, number 3, Bunny Nikita. The time, 28:29.
It was a dream come true, and thanks to the Waterford track and Cork Airport, and met Engdom down in Ballydesmond, the great lark man. It's just through him I got her, like, and so hopefully that she'll stay the longer distance maybe, and we'll give her a rest now for a few weeks and see then after that, like, maybe longer distance, bring her up gradually, like, and she's plenty of age on her side anyway, like, so we'll see how it goes, you know.
Well, ABBEYSIDE is a local kind of name. Where did you come up?
Well, that's where I live in Care. ABBEYSIDE, yeah, down Abbey. Well, there's an ABBEYSIDE in Dungarvan as well, but ABBEYSIDE in Care is where we're from, you know. So she's called after the wife, she's blonde.
And no doubt Seamus enjoyed the celebrations on the night. A reminder that next Saturday night at Tralee, it's the final of the Fortune Mike Stud Dog Stake. Galway hosts the benefit night in the Beer Hurling Club, and the closing date for the Baggot Racing Irish Grand National to be held at Harold's Cross is next Monday the 18th. 12 months ago, our cameras were at Shelbourne Park to capture the making of the movie Man About Dog, which also shot scenes from Harold's Cross and Newbridge. The hectic schedule for both the crew and the film's canine star, Serbius, were not in vain, as this hilarious movie has now hit the big screen.
Man About Dog, it's an action comedy. It's rambunctious, full of energy and zest. I think it's a lot of that zest comes from Pierce's character. He's a fellow who's got a huge amount of energy and zest about him. And that came across in the script, and I think and I hope that I've put that into the film.
The film's about 3 chancers from West Belfast who go on the run from a bookies with the dog who only runs when he wants to. And in the end they have to get rid of him, and they realise the error of their ways, and they realise that the dog was actually a diamond, so they have to go and steal it back. And then they go on this insane journey trying to kind of figure out what they're going to do and how they got themselves in this mess.
Believe me, boys, it's for your own good.
Our second final of the weekend was the Irish Greyhound Board National 750 at Shelbourne Park. Trap 4, Mobile Dove, was unfortunately a non-runner, which left 5 dogs vying for that €10,000 winner's prize. Let's take a look at the lineup.
The 1 Air Force Honcho, trained by Paul Hennessy for PJ Fahy, a son of Honcho Classic, and Aaron Knockgirley's won 17 of 50. A strong running performer, ideally drawn the rails, but needs a bit of luck to beat Trap 6, Great Lark. In Trap 2 is Lemon Blaze, owned and trained by Dennis Lennon, a son of Top Honcho, and Lemon Holly. This fellow has fine pace in the early stages, perhaps not quite staying the trip out fully. A pace setter, but very hard to fancy. In 3, DAVRAN Chief, trained by Mary Gilbert for the Granville Syndicate, a daughter of Cunnock Chief and Clare Contender. This one has won 13 of 50, a class performer over 4 bends, but another that just doesn't quite see out this trip, but could be thereabouts in the early stages. Next we have Trap 5 Group Champ, this one owned and trained by Mary Kenny, a powerful son of Vintage Prince in Sianard Sunset, a relentless galloper. He would prefer the inside despite being a wide seed, but could get involved at the shake-up. And last, but certainly not least, is Great Lark. This one trained by Owen McKenna for Matty Angland and Donal Leader, a son of Larkill Joe and Caherbeg Picture, with awesome pace this white seed. He's the red-hot favourite, and he certainly looks the one to beat. The runners now in traps for the final of the IGB National 750, and away they go. And first to show is number 1, Air Force Honcho. Now number 3, DAVRAN Chief takes control. Then comes 2, Lemon Blaze. Number 5, Group Champs next. And now number 6, Great Lark, the red-hot favourite, is challenging for second spot, but it's DAVRAN Chief. Leads up the home straight for the first time, but here comes number 6, Great Lark, the red-hot favourite, hits the front. This race should be over. Number 3, DAVRAN Chief comes next, then number 2, Lemon Blaze. Number 1 now, Air Force Honcho making a forward move, but it's number 6, Great Lark, that leads down the far side. Number 1, Air Force Honcho goes in chase, then comes was number 3, DAVRAN Chief, but number 6, Great Lark continues to lead. Number 1, Air Force Honcho certainly closing the gap. In third, number 3, DAVRAN Chief, but around the final bend, it's number 6, Great Lark, leads up the home straight. Number 6, Great Lark, number 1, Air Force Honcho coming home fast, but number 6, Great Lark gets there. Second, number 1, Air Force Honcho. It is close for third, the winning time 42.07. And the result of the Irish Greyhound Board National 750, number 6, Great Lark winning in style, perhaps didn't quite stay as well as normal. Second, number 1, Air Force Honcho, and third, number 5, Group Champ, the winning time 42.07.
Well, two very happy owners here with me. Great Lark holding on in the finish, really. But Matty, what did you think of it?
Well, I thought he ran very well. He didn't break as well tonight as he did other nights, I suppose. But he came from behind again tonight and he held on in the finish up. He gave me a bit of nearly a heart attack coming up the last bend, all right. But thankfully he held on and I think he deserved it.
Well, passing the stand, Donal, he really had bar actions. He really had one.
I thought it was all over, going down the back straight. And on his previous runs, I didn't think there was any worries.
What's the story from here in?
Well, we'll have to talk to the trainer and see what he says. And hopefully we'll take on Shelbourne Star sometime here.
It's a case of getting her over here.
Get her over here and we'll take her on. A couple of months' time, though.
But there's a big 750 coming up in Cork just before Christmas, so hopefully we might be running that.
Shelbourne Park is also the venue for the final of the TRF 525, plus the semi-finals of the Shelbourne Future Stars 550 next Saturday night. And on Sunday at Lifford, the final of the HPW 550 hurdle takes place, plus the semi-finals of the Northwest Oaks. And a further reminder that Clonmel closes its entries for the Munster Puppy Cup. The Ladies Senior Football Championship took place in Kilcohan last Sunday week, where Galway beat Dublin. And the man behind the Galway team is one of Ireland's leading greyhound owners, PJ Fahy, of the Tyrone prefix. He's managed the Galway team for the past 2 years and eagerly watched his ladies play their way to first-time victory in the championship. A man well used to collecting trophies in the greyhound arena, but somehow we think this one will get pride of place. His next target, however, is to win the Irish Greyhound Derby. Curraheen Park in Cork attracted a large crowd for the second round of the Cashmans Bookmakers Irish Laurels. This the last classic on the year's racing calendar with a total prize fund of €70,000. We take a look back at some of the highlights from last Saturday night.
In the first heat, number 1 Blonde Rumble was an absentee, but here we were expecting a big battle between the two favourites, number 2 Manola Farlow and 3 Bohered Off Light.
Blonde Rumble is an absentee in box 1. Here comes towards straps and out they come, and out very smartly it's Manola Farlow, but so too Highway Classic in towards the opening bend. It's going to be close for the lead. Manola Farlow now shows in front from Highway Classic. Manola Farlow, the favourite, is clear now from Board of Light, that begins to improve and putting in a very strong run down the back straight. It is Board of Light, but still Manola Farlow leading by 3 in between the two closing bends. Manola Farlow from Board of Light, 3 to qualify. They hit the final bend up towards the line. It's going to be a win here for Manola Farlow, followed home by Board of Light.
A very strong favourite here in Kilfeera King, who ran so well in the Derby in Dublin, closing the 11-10 favourite. Plenty of support though for last year's winner, NIKITA BILLIE, going from 4.
NIKITA BILLIE, last year's winner, is in this heat, and out they come. NIKITA BILLIE breaks reasonably well, but so too does Ballyquin House. There as well as our favourite Kilfeera King and Civil Rights. On they go. Civil Rights with the stripes now takes up the running at the second bend and down the back straight now. Holds the advantage here from Ballyquin House at second. Into third it's the white jacket now of Albany Sonic, but out front it's still Civil Rights now holding on by a length or so from Ballyquin House. They're closing in behind as they hit the final bend, and up towards the line it's going to be desperately close. NIKITA BILLIE is so to win it.
Heat 4 was one of the more open races of the night, with Chip Lad going from trap 6, the 5-2 favourite, but DROOPYS Cahill, winner of last year's Puppy Derby, and number 4 Alan Pirate, 2 major fancies.
There's a very open look to this heat now. Here comes towards straps and out they come. Best of all, DROOPYS Cahill down the centre to Alan Pirate. and it's Alan Power that holds the lead into the opening bend. In behind they're closing. Droopy's Cal beginning to improve. So too, Chip Lad. Also there is Barefoot Maestro, but it's Alan Power holding on to the advantage. Barefoot Maestro now going on to take the advantage at the third bend. The red jacket of Barefoot Maestro there with Alan Power. It's desperately close between them. Chip Lad is closing in behind, but up towards the line it's going to be desperately close, and it's going to be Alan Power that wins it from Barefoot Maestro.
Fastest in the opening round was Farlow Pocket, and he was running from trap 6 in heat number 6, where the major danger in the betting, number 1, Donal.
With plenty of support in the market, it's number 6, Farlow Pocket, that starts favourite here in this heat, and out they come. Best of all, Serene Impulse is out very smartly, improving Farlow Pocket as they go towards the first bend. Dunhill is there as well, the red jacket. There's a little bit of trouble, and it's Farlow Pocket now that a little bit fortunate, that has the lead down the back straight from Kilford Kilkenny, still there. So too, Two and a Star. It looks as if these three will qualify. Farlow Pocket now as they hit the final bend, being joined by Kilford Kilkenny up towards the line. It's going to be close, and Kilford Kilkenny is held on for second. Farlow Pocket takes the win.
Derby finalist Droopy's Marco was going from trap 4 in heat number 7, but a big local fancy here, Goblet of Fire out of trap 3.
High King Closure is an absentee in trap 6, and out they come. Best of all, it's a Goblet of Fire. There as well is Blonde Thunder into the opening bend, though. Goblet of Fire has a lead of a length or so. They're closing in behind onto the second bend they go, and it's Goblet of Fire now showing in front from Fern Lady. Blonde Thunder is in third at this point. Out front still, Goblet of Fire running a good race, clear by 2 lengths at the third bend, and in between the closing couple of bends is holding that advantage. Off the final bend, it's Goblet of Fire from Fern Lady up towards the finish. It's going to be a good win here by Goblet of Fire, second Fern Lady.
Mossy, looking back in the action tonight, 3 runners before the off, and you've still 3 standing.
Yeah, I had a good night. 2 of them won, and the other fellow was third, and it was a close-up third, and you know, we're delighted with the way they ran, and they're in good form, and we'd be hoping they'll keep qualifying.
Last year's winner, NIKITA Billie, came from nowhere to win.
Yeah, he broke fast, but he just hadn't enough pace to get him to the corner in front, and he got into trouble there, and he was back a good bit, and he ran awful well to come through to win, and we're delighted with him. He's just coming to farm the right time, and he'll run well, like, and we're hoping he'll keep qualifying and maybe get to the final again.
What about Skeeter Lad, a very good race?
Yeah, he ran a brilliant race. He broke very fast, and he made the corner, and the race was over then. Like, you know, he's a good dog, and he's good early pace. You know, he won in the All there 2 weeks back, and he's a very good dog. He's been in a lot of finals. He won the Longford Derby last year, and he was second in this year. He's a very good dog, and he's a very honest dog, and he gives his best every night.
At this point, you're 3 through to the last 24. What's your hope in terms of the 3 remaining?
I'd hope I get 1 through to the final, and I'd be very happy with that. But you never know. Maybe get a couple of them, and you know, it's all up to luck, really. Like, you know, when you get in with good dogs, and if you don't break and get into trouble, you can go to the stake very easily. But they're running well, and we're delighted with them.
Outside of your own 3, where are the big dangers? Still Minola?
Yeah, you know, they're you know, on McKenna have a couple, Paul Hennessy have a couple of very good dogs in it. It is very open all the time, like, you just couldn't call a winner yet.
In next week's programme, we'll bring you all the action from the final of the Droopy Stud and Donal Reilly Puppy Derby from Harold's Cross. Also the final of the TRF 575 from Shelbourne Park. The semi-finals of the Northwest Oaks from Lifford, along with the quarter-finals of the Cashmans Bookmakers Irish Laurels from Cork.
For a complete fixtures list and more information, log on to the Irish Greyhound website at www.igb.ie.